Wake up, wake up, wake up. I am your host, Chantel, better known as Miss Recycle, and you are officially on the Wake Up and Smell the Coffee show. Listen, y'all, today, okay, I have a topic that I need to talk to you guys about, and it's crazy because I was like messing around, Googling it. I went on YouTube and I was looking around or whatever, and I came across a video. Listen, y'all, I can't make this stuff up, okay? I can't make this stuff up. Today's topic basically is exposing the head witch in the family, whether it be your immediate family or the family that you had married into or um, kind of like, intermingled into as far as boyfriend, girlfriend, being in a relationship or something like that. Okay? So, you may come across a situation to where as though the parent may not like you, right? And unbeknownst to you, this person starts doing witchcraft on you to get rid of you. Oh my goodness, I've seen it. Like there was a situation, and I want to go really, really deep into it, but I can't because the situation is really personal, right? And not only that, we kind of share a seed. All right, so I can't, you know what I'm saying? So I'm going to give out little examples. So most of you, if you know who I am and you know who I'm talking about, all right, and what I'm talking about, okay? Um, excuse me. There was a rumor going around for a long, long time that this person's mom, right, was a witch. And when I got with this person, everybody came asking me like, "Oh, is she really a witch? Is she really a witch?" And I'm like, whew, I gotta be honest, I really don't know. You know what I'm saying? But now, I can honestly tell you that I believe, right, within my heart that that person is a witch. For a fact. I can't make this shit up, okay? I can't make this shit up, okay? Listen, like I said, I found a video that really touched on this topic, like exactly what I was thinking, exactly what I wanted to present to you guys. And it was just crazy how this person just really touched on this topic. So I want to play a little bit of it for you guys, and then I want to go into explaining um first of all why I'm doing this. So let me go there first, okay? Because it says in Ephesians 5:11, right? Take no part in the unfruitful works of darkness, but instead expose them. So this is what I'm doing right now. I am exposing, right, these people who play in the shadows, right, with their little trinkets and their candles and things like that, casting spells on people, right, causing them to go crazy. Listen, I kid you not, caused one girl to flee, and she left her children behind. And I used to always wonder, like, why or what would make a woman just leave her children behind with a man, right? Who's not really all together, okay, and not that responsible. But something um triggered her to just get up and leave her children behind. And they say that one or two of them possibly was not his, allegedly. And, maybe all of them was or wasn't. Who knows? But she left behind a daughter and two sons. And so I'm saying to myself, like, what would make a woman just get up and just leave her children like that? I mean, left the kids behind with him and really didn't look back. Until like years later, she did finally come back and get her children, but she had to go through a whole spiritual cleansing, awakening. I mean, yeah, from what I was told and from what I saw a little bit of her Facebook pages and things like that. She went through a whole spiritual, like, cleansing and awakening and things like that. What it was she had to break that spell that was cast upon her that she had no idea of. Okay, she had no clue that this woman casted a spell upon her. And it was just crazy because it's like not only is she casting spells, but her children are casting spells too because she taught them, right? She taught them how to cast spells on the women that they're dealing with in order to gain control, to drive them crazy, make them leave, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Which I feel as though she took part in that. Because as you know, a lot of times when they don't like you, when you come across people like that and they don't like you, okay, they will use their quote unquote magic against you. They will use it to harm you, right? They will use it to make you go crazy. They will use it to make you look ugly. They will use it to make you go away. They will use it to kill you. There's a lot of ways that they can use it, all right? So I just wanted you guys to know that, like, my whole objective for doing this is basically just to expose, um, what's going on. A lot of people have been asking questions, like I said, and I'm not going to sugarcoat anything because I'm a victim of. This is how I know that this lady did what she did to her, because I was feeling the same thing for a minute. Like, I was feeling the same, but I fought it. I was feeling like doing the same exact thing that this young lady did. And if anyone knows me, they know that that's not me. That's not something that I would just do. Okay? I love my children, right? I don't have kids. I have children. I love my children. And there's no way in hell that I would just pick up and just leave them. But I was feeling like doing that at one point because I was saying to myself, like, oh, he needs to, this is what I'm saying in my head. I had so much anger built up that I was willing to throw the child off on him to quote unquote make him suffer by having to actually be a parent. But at the end of the day, I would have been making my child suffer because he just would have been put into a crazy situation. But yes, I had those thoughts. And as I was thinking it, I was like, I had to snap back and smack myself. Like, hold on. Like, what are you doing? What are you thinking? You know what I'm saying? So I knew that it was someone or something trying to take over me. All right. And that's what made me go back and think about that girl who left her children behind with his brother. I'm like, who does that? And then there's a lot of mental illness that goes on in that family. Um, I mean, I can tell you some stories, okay? But like I said, I'm not gonna go too deep. I just want to kind of stick to the script, right? Which is not a script because it's not a movie. I should make one, though. Somebody's always calling me in the middle of my bills. Hold on, but I can't answer it right now, y'all. Listen, I feel like just letting my song play though. Hey, is determined to maintain our sustainability. What? One neighborhood at a time. So here we go. Recycle your degradables in your biodegrades. Come on, we can slay the world, y'all. It's not too late to infinity. We got to maintain sustainability in order for our future to breathe. To keep the chlorophyll in the trees, we got to reuse and reduce and recycle everything. And with the world on my team, what? Miss Recycle. We gonna keep the world clean, go green. Yo, that's crazy. Sorry about that, y'all, but that's my ringtone. So shit, I just decided to let it play and let y'all get a little feel of, me and what I do a little bit. Everybody know I recycle though. Go green. Do the world a favor, do your part and recycle. I'm learning a lot about recycling too, though. It's crazy as far as this, it's the esoteric kind of hidden meaning and knowledge to all that behind that. And it's really, really crazy. Y'all been researching it, but that's another topic for another day, another story. Okay. Let me get back to this. Okay. So, like I said, okay, I'm gonna give you guys an example, right, as for what I'm talking about, because like I said, she teaches her children, her sons, I know for a fact, because he told me his mother taught him, right? She teaches her children witchcraft, okay? I even saw messages in the phone where she was telling the man to literally beat me up, right? You want to control her, you want to da-da-da-da, you want to shut her up, you want to da-da-da-da. then you're gonna have to, you know what I'm saying? She was telling him in the text, she told him what to say to me and what to do. Okay? As a woman, mother to mother, right? I'm a mother, she's a mother, right? But this is what she told her son to do to me. So that within itself is another form of witchcraft because um getting beat up or whatever, domestic violence and things like that, control, that falls under the manipulation, witchcraft. Because once you start beating up on a woman and she allows you to beat her up, right? She allows you to get away with it. And let me tell y'all, one thing my mother told me is do not let them get away with it. The first time they do it, you got to do something. If you can't call your mother, brother, sister, uncle, cousin, if you can't call the police, baby girl, you better turn into a grip ball game up in that bitch, okay? Because you don't let them get away with it. Because once you let them get away with it, okay, it becomes a habit, right? And they will do it all the time. It will become normal. I know that for a fact. The first time it happened, I had to really do something. I had to nip it in the bud. I thought about what my mother said. And yeah. So an example I found in Deuteronomy 18:10 verses, excuse me, Deuteronomy 18, verse 10 through 12. For example, never sacrifice your son or daughters as a burnt offering. Do not let your people practice fortune telling or use sorcery, or interpret omens, or engage in witchcraft, or cast spells, or function as mediums or psychics, or call forth on the spirits of the dead. Anyone who does these things is a detestable to the Lord. All right? Means you're an abomination. So they're going against the righteous teachings, okay? They're going against basically nature. You know what I'm saying? Manipulating nature. Because she doesn't like someone that her son is with, she chooses to do magic to cause these people to break up. Okay? Yeah, and things like that can really get deadly. That's why I say you shouldn't play with magic. Please, y'all. Don't play with magic. I don't care if you think you know what you're doing or not. Don't play with magic. I keep telling y'all the real magic is inside of you, right? So that's why you have to be careful as to how you speak. The power is in the word. Like, if y'all really pay attention to the scriptures, Most High tells you everything that's going on in this world right now. All right? He tells you how to combat it. He tells you what's going on. He tells you what's yet to come. That's why you're not supposed to go to fortune tellers or whatever. You're supposed to look to the Most High for your answers. It'll come in your dreams. You feel me? Or it'll just come in a vision. You could be standing somewhere and, like, you know what I'm saying? You walk in a place and all of a sudden you got deja vu, right? It could be something that happened before and something that's yet to happen again. Because you all know that we basically, most of us have been recycled. Okay? Recycle. Anywho, let's go. Move forward. So, as an example, I gave an example of this, giving your sons and daughters as burnt offerings, right? A lot of people say that, rest in peace, Trayvon Martin, but a lot of people say that his parents were part of the Masonic order, and as being a part of these orders, you have to make a blood sacrifice. And a lot of times these people sacrifice their children, especially if they have a child that's just mischievous, a child that's out here not doing anything with their life, a child that's out here, you know what I'm saying? Or sometimes it could be the opposite. It could be a high achiever. You know what I mean? It depends on what type of energy, truthfully, it depends on what type of energy that organization needs at that time. And I'm going to keep it real with y'all. So if it's some negative energy that they need and you're in their sorority and you have a child that is committing negative acts, they need that energy. And they're going to have you sacrifice that child, all right? Because you've already been paid in advance. Come on now, quit playing. This is why I didn't want to join into those organizations, because you're not going to have that over my head, all right? You're not going to have that over my head. I'm not sacrificing anybody. The only blood sacrifice that I'm giving is my menstrual period, baby. I better watch out. Come on, let's get it. Anywho, Okay? So that's one example, right? I have a list, but I'm not going to even go there right now because, like I said, that accusation that I just made was allegedly, right? We're not sure that that really happened that way in that fashion, but this is what was um, being told in the media. So therefore, I use that as an example of a parent giving a burnt offering. And I'm gonna go back to that situation, okay? Um, some say that that mother did give off a burnt offering, right? Not once, but maybe twice. But who knows? This is allegedly now. Allegedly. I'm not really quite sure about that portion right there, but I wouldn't be surprised. You know what I'm saying? Because a witch will do anything to maintain their power. All right? Anything to maintain their power. So, yeah, and it's like it's just deep, y'all. It's deep. And I really didn't want to talk about the topic like that. That's why I'm glad I found this video because I'm going to let her tell y'all for me because I can't make this up. Like I said, I cannot make this up. I actually found somebody who really took everything that I said in my head that I wanted to say today. And it's already in the video. I didn't even see how old the video was yet. You understand me? But obviously it's before my time. I'm just now deciding on or figuring out to make this video, and this video has already been made. And it's crazy because everything that this lady is saying in this video is exactly what I wanted to present to y'all today. So just please just take a listen. If this does not resonate with you, then it's not for you. But I'm telling you, 9 times out of 10, we all have a witch in our family, okay? And a head witch at that, right? So we have witches in our family, but we also have a head witch that monitors, that has their favorites. Okay, whenever you are around a person, your grandparent or parent or something like that, and they tell you that they have a favorite, oh, you know you my favorite daughter, or you know you my favorite son, you my favorite grandchild, you my favorite niece, my favorite nephew. Be careful of that because those are the ones that they chose, right, to succeed and to supersede over everyone else. So everybody else is lunch meat. All right, they're going to be doing all type of spells and things like that to make sure that you don't prosper, but they're going to make sure that the one that's their favorite, oh, they're going to succeed. They're going to make sure of it. They're going to try anyway. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times it backfires on them too, but you know, they still do it. Okay, so take a listen to this. She's gonna tell her name or whatever when she first starts, but take a listen to this, y'all. Like I said, we're gonna discuss it after we done.
Hi guys, it's your girl, the Real Star T. I am back. Real Star T. I wanted to do a live, but I don't know I'm going to be able to, so I'm making this video. Y'all,
please listen.
We're going to talk about how to identify the head witch in your family. Mm-hmm. Yes, and it's important for you to know who the head witch is in your family, because like I told you, every family has one.
Every family has one.
Have a witch in it. I'm trying to tell you. Once you really wrap your mind around and start to understand what witchcraft is, manipulation, intimidation, control, domination, divination, sorcery, you know, all of those things are a part of witchcraft, you know, and it's crazy, y'all, but there are witches in your family that, and they oppress people.
Listen.
These are the dogs that fight you, fight you in secret, spiritually.
What?
Okay?
What she said?
They know who you are. You need to know who they are. I'm telling you, y'all. And these dogs do everything. This is one way to identify them. You know, I'm not going to really say have just number, you know, oh, number one, number two. We just talking, y'all, and I'm just telling y'all some information, you know, that the Lord turned me on to. I'm just letting you know, y'all, this is a real thing. But that's one of the things they love to do is collect and gather information about you.
Listen.
You know, and a lot of times it's specific people in the family, not all, because it's a great deal of the family that they have under their control, under their witchcraft, under their spell, you know, and they're just blinded. They're blinded by a respective person and all of that other stuff. Like they just have them blinded to where they just don't even see the witchcraft and the evil that they're doing to others in the family.
Wow.
But they love to gather information about specific ones in the family. Normally, those are the ones that are spiritually awakened. You know, those chosen by the Most High God. They love to make them their point of focus, or anybody that they deem to be a threat. Okay, a threat to them. You know, someone who know exactly who they are and they do not want to be exposed.
Right.
Okay, someone that they're secretly envious and jealous of also. Because, you know, I told you they're going to always have that hidden secret competition.
Jealousy will do it.
That goes without saying. But that's one of the things that they like to do is gather as much information as they can.
They can be jealous you're doing better than their favorite.
Why are they going through such great lengths to gather information about
If you're thinking of going back to school to get a new job so you can earn more, don't do it.
Nope.
You don't.
No, thank you.
You know, and it's because the more information they have about you, the more they can fight you spiritually.
Listen.
You know, they want to know what your goals and aspirations are in life. They want to know what you're doing, where you work, you know.
Beware those who ask too many damn questions.
What your children doing. They want to know everything it is to know about you so they can fight you in every area of your life.
Tell somebody what's good.
Y'all better know this
your
is
shit
a
fall
real
short.
thing. This is a real thing. And
it's real. It happened to me. I'm telling y'all.
That our enemies will be in our own household. I'm trying to tell y'all.
What she said?
These are they. These are they. The enemies that the Bible was speaking of, the ones that's in your own household, these are they. I'm trying to tell you.
These are they.
So,
in your own household.
To identify these dogs is their hunger. And y'all, when I tell you these dogs have an excessive hunger
for money,
and thirst for money, I'm just telling you, they do not care who and Rose, who got to go without.
Yeah. Huh?
As long as they get their money.
Quick to say somebody got to do without.
These dogs.
It always seems like it's mine.
That have a love for money. And they
lie,
will
steal, and kill to get it.
Sabotage. They will backstab.
Listen.
Do all kinds of evil. You know, illegal entanglements.
Oh my goodness.
All kinds of things, y'all.
Listen, y'all.
To get money. You know, these are the ones that lie on the taxes. Claiming
everybody
kids
do that.
That ain't theirs.
They can.
Just crazy stuff, y'all. Crazy stuff. And I know that might be a common one because a lot of people do that, but still. I'm just trying to give you an example of what these dogs do.
Listen.
What they will do for money. You know, they'll hold their banks out. You know, whatever it takes to get money. You know, marry people for money.
They'll marry you,
You know,
sign a
They
wedding
don't look
certificate,
at marriage the
marriage
same way.
certificate.
You know,
They won't even sign
say
a birth certificate.
We do.
You
You know, like,
with
oh,
shit
this
like
is
that too.
a marriage to covenant before the Most High God. No,
Mm-hmm.
they marry for with a purpose. They marry for usury.
Then they gaslight you and take you for everything you got.
Okay,
Be careful.
It's all about what's
Be
in it
careful.
for me. They have no cutoff. They have no how low can you go. As I've said before, they
go
are
low.
the lowest.
They're faking injury.
All right? Know that. They have an excessive thirst and hunger for money. And this is the thing. The more money these dogs get, they look like they have holes in their pocket. The more they get, the more it just like holes in their pocket. They just lose it. Spend it foolishly. Yep. It's just fast as they get it, it's gone.
Because they never had it.
Because they have this excessive need and love. Mm-hmm. They love money, y'all. They love money. Mm-hmm. And these are the dogs that take advantage.
And they love buying miscellaneous
shit. Like
junk.
Let's say in the family, like
they never had nothing.
Like an elderly parent and stuff like that. These are the ones that are still the elderly parent check. Get the elderly parent check. Okay. Spend it on what they want to spend it on every month.
Every month. That's some shit my sister used to do.
Probably don't even take care of the parent.
Used to take her food stamps.
Or if they have kids. They'll do the same thing for her. Same thing with kids. These dogs don't care. As long as they get their money. Mm-hmm. I'm just telling you, they don't care.
Money. Let her daughter get essayed by somebody and let that person stay around just so she can keep that money.
In your
promise you I can't make it up.
Is they operate out of a spirit of control.
She's a witch.
And that's
control
one
all
of
her
the
kids.
hallmarks.
I can't leave her out. She's another one.
Controlling
Doretha Franklin, yes ma'am.
And
yes,
you will see that they control everybody
couldn't
around
control her man though.
They're able to manipulate.
No matter how much witchcraft she used on him.
Or whatever. To control everybody around them. Yeah. To get people to do what they want them to do when they say do it.
To control their children.
They say jump.
Cousins.
You better ask.
Aunts, uncles. She controls everybody.
They get a kick out of everybody doing what they tell them to do and make them feel like they're somebody important. Yep. When actuality, these are some of the most wretched. Y'all, when I tell you the most wretched, scared, insecure people that you will ever meet. I'm just telling you.
Yep. And
but
most bullies is punks.
To mask all
pay attention.
They operate out of this wicked spirit of control.
Listen.
And you will see, how they have people blinded, y'all. It's like, are you wearing a blindfold? You just want to ask them, are you wearing a blindfold? Can't you see? Can you see
because
that this person is
victim.
manipulating and controlling you?
Yeah.
And it's just like you just want to shake everybody around you and just say, will you wake the hell up? I mean, will you wake up? And can't you see what this person is doing? And y'all, sometimes it's so frustrating. It can get so frustrating when you can see. You see what they're doing.
What's more frustrating is when you can't see it, but
and everything
you can feel
in
it.
Action.
You can feel something is wrong, but you just can't really put your finger on it.
You try to help.
That's how you know too.
Others break free, and it's like they in a trance, y'all. They be under their spell. Yeah. That's exactly what it be. It is a spell, y'all. Yeah. And another thing you will see with this head witch, you're gonna see some type of perversion. Let me tell you, witches,
sexual perversion.
They are, you got to think, these people are in direct rebellion against God.
What's his name? Rebel
Rouser. That God stands for. These people are in direct rebellion against it. So you're going to see some type of perversion in their life, or in their home, or in their family if they have kids. I'm just telling you, you're going to see some type of perversion. Okay.
They say he's in the transgender chat rooms on Tinder or some shit.
Jezebel likes the hoe. Jezebel likes the hoe. You already know whoredoms. That's another hallmark of Jezebel too. You're gonna see whoredoms. And the perversion, these dogs will sleep with the same sex. You know, you will see
I just tell y'all?
Stuff like that. You know, homosexuality or lesbianism. You know, or let me tell you another way that these dogs mask it. And this is one I'm using this one from personal experience with one of the head witches. Amongst the relatives.
All the topics I wanted to talk about, y'all. Listen.
This person, and you know what? It came to me because you know when the Bible tells us about out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks.
That's right.
And this particular head witch always talking about gay this, gay that.
Listen.
You know, homosexuality this, lesbian.
That's all I used to talk about.
She's single. Okay? Not to say there's anything wrong with being single, but
he was going to kill his children if he found out they was gay.
She always talking about this, like, you know, like in a homophobe type.
Always talked about it.
You know what I'm saying? And
always talked about it. Kill a homo, kill a cracker.
No, that's what you like. That's what you like, isn't it? That's why you talk about it so much.
My son said that one day. That's crazy.
You're going to see some type of perversion.
I'm not going to say that it is, but you never know. People talk about that shit all the time, homophobic shit.
Okay?
They be the ones.
Perverted. They are perverted.
Yeah.
And a lot of times you will see even their children start acting out and being perverted as well.
Like I said,
you'll see
their
kids talking about
he didn't kill her like he said he was if one of his kids became gay. You know what he did?
Straight out.
He started giving her money every week when she was living with a girl.
But you will see that in
so now other was taking care of her.
You're going to see some
care of my
type
girlfriend
of
too.
That's my whole point, y'all. I'm just giving y'all some examples, but just know
he got a rainbow logo.
Some type of perversion with this head witch. Okay.
No, y'all. Yeah. All I can say is I can't make this up. Everything that this lady said is basically a lot of the topics that I wanted to touch on. She has a part 2 as well, okay? And in that part 2, she talks about how they use their they make people feel guilty for them, right? How they make people feel sorry for them or whatever. So they'll use like their childhood traumas and, you know, their trauma that they experienced in jail or in a childhood daycare or facility or juvenile system or something like that, right? So they'll use or whatever happened to them in their childhood at home, right? So they'll use things like that, right? They'll tell you all about their childhood, what happened to them and things like that, so that you can feel sorry for them, right? So that at the end of the day, you're looking over, you know, some of the things that they're doing because you're like, oh, okay, well, you know, they've been through a lot and, oh, they don't know no better and, oh, they don't, you know what I'm saying? So you start giving them excuses for what they're doing to you. You understand me? Which is insanity, right? But they know what they're doing. They're manipulating you. They're making you believe, they're deceiving you, okay? Making you believe that they're dwelling on, they're so sad about whatever happened to them in their childhood and in their life, and they can't function. They don't know how to do this and how to do that. And, oh, could you teach me? And blah, blah, blah. You understand what I'm saying? But at the same time, what they're doing is they're draining your energy. They're learning everything from you that they can. All right. They're going to take, whether it's your money, whether it's your energy, whether it's your property. You understand what I'm saying? They're around to gaslight and take whatever it is that they can take from you because they want to live off of other people. This is why they manipulate like that, right? And they want to control. This is basically the control. But once you control someone, you can live off of them. You can use them for whatever you want. You can do whatever you want to do with a person once you can control them, right? So that all stems from manipulation, right? I'll never forget they created a page called Mind Pluck, right? They wanted to call it Mind Fuck, but the social media site would not allow them to do that. So instead, they named it Mind Pluck. But the original name was supposed to be Mind Fuck. All right. So that told me a lot. Like, oh, okay, you're a mind fucker. You learn a lot about a person when you just sit back and watch. Sit back and watch and pay attention and listen. All right. They will reveal their family secrets. See, pillow talking? Pillow talking is the mean thing. Pillow talking is a mean thing. The day that he learned how to do the cards or do the magic, he came home and told me, oh, my mother taught me this, and she said it's from our what is it? Their religion. I don't know if it's Odun, Ifa, something like that. It's from our religion or whatever, and it's it's hoodoo or whatever. And my mother said, that this has been suppressed because of this, that, and people are afraid to use it, and so she teaches her children these things, right? Now you have to know with great power comes great responsibility, right? You're teaching them magic, but you're not teaching them what comes along with that magic, especially when you don't know what you're doing. But anywho, ladies, you just have to be careful because, like she even said in her video, a lot of times we think it's just women doing it, but it's not. It's not just women. It's not just women because unfortunately you have parents like her who teach her sons and daughters, I believe, how to do it, right? And a lot of times that shit backfires. A lot of times it backfires. I'm telling you. And somebody can get hurt. Somebody can get hurt behind that. This is why, like, they say that you suffer a witch not to live. Yeah, I suffer you witches not to live. Because it's not right how you break up happy homes. It's not right how you manipulate a situation to the way you want it to be, right? Because he's not with the person you want him to be with. Now you choose to do magic and cause so much torment in a relationship that you destroy a union that was made of God, right? These people had a mission to accomplish that was greater than you. And you couldn't see it being accomplished because what? Jealousy, envy, you know what I'm saying? Because as far as I know, the husband was into things like that too, right? He was an activist. And every time we used to go over there, she used to encourage her son not to do it. Oh, stop, she would basically just instill fear in him. And in return, he would try to instill the fear in me. And I used to always say, stop trying to instill fear in me because in fear, I can't move, right? No one can really move. You can't operate in fear. You'll be afraid to say something. You'll be afraid to go somewhere. You'll be afraid to do some things. No. So don't instill fear in me. I used to always have to tell him that. Like, listen, I don't know why your mother is trying to encourage you not to do the right thing, like by your people or by, because it's not just for the community that you were doing these things for. You were doing it for your family as well. And it says something in here though about a person who has a disregard for justice, right? People like that have a disregard for justice. So it wasn't like she wanted to see justice being done for the people. No, like as long as she's good as long as her family is good or whatever, quote unquote, then, that was really all that mattered. You know what I'm saying? So she didn't want to see her husband out there fighting for the people when she felt like, oh, you should be fighting for me. You should be fighting for my love. You should be fighting for, you know what I'm saying? This is what I really, really feel like. So it was like a selfishness that this person had, right? And at the same time, right? At the same time, ask her how many baby daddies she got. She gonna tell you one. She gonna tell you one. The same man who she did not want to see raise up and save his people, right? She basically lied on and said that she had all these children by him, this one man, and she didn't. Like, she has more than one child father, right? Baby daddy, I don't like to say that. She has more than one child's father, but afraid to admit it. Because I believe in her mind, she believes she's going to lose her status in her family because they look up to her in a certain type of way. But to my knowledge, they know that that's not the father of all of her children, because I had a conversation with one of the family members. Okay. Yeah, and it ran that deep. You know what I'm saying? To the point where a family member even came out and was like, listen, I know she's a witch. Okay? I know she's a witch. Facts. But I didn't have the proof, right? I had suspicions. I knew other people who had suspicions of her being a witch, but I didn't have the proof that I have today, to say that not only is she a witch, she's the head witch, okay? And she teaches her children sorcery as well. So she has witches and wizards below her, amongst her, because she's teaching them. And then they wonder why their lives is going so bad. Her daughter, one of them, oh, goodness gracious. It's like she done lost her mind. She lost her mind, okay? A couple of the sons, basically all the sons has lost their mind. If you ask me, it's only really one that I can say that kind of really got it all together, but may not even have it all together, but she's kind of stable because she has a husband, right? And she moved out quick, got married and moved out quick, got away from that situation. So she was able to kind of, I guess her husband helped stabilize her. Do you understand me? Because every last one of her children has a mental issue. And they say when witchcraft is being orchestrated in a family, you will see a high case of mental illness. I can't make this shit up. And there is a high case of mental illness that runs deep in that family. All right? I know that for a fact. I experienced it. Okay? The anxiety attacks. Oh, don't mention jail. That's like a trigger. That's like a monarch butterfly. What is it? The mind control project or some shit. Okay? Mandarin project. As soon as you say that word, listen, they will go into a frenzy. I mean, like, it was like, wow. Okay? Because from what I was told, his mother is the reason why he did the 7 years in jail. The last 7 years of his bid was because of his mother, from what I was told. Because, like I said, control, right? She called the police on him, and now he was already out on bail or something like that, you know what I'm saying? And she called the police on him because they were supposedly selling drugs on the side of her house. So she calls the police on him and tells the police that, oh, I don't know, she said, my son is selling drugs on the side of my house, or they on the side of my house selling drugs. It was something pertaining to that, but she knew it was her son's, or son, quote unquote, right? So when the police came, after she called, police came, searched him, he had drugs on him, and he was arrested and served 7 years in jail behind that. All right? And you wonder why he hates women. He'll fuck you. But deep down inside, he don't like you at all. because he has a hatred for his mother, who he feels as though is the cause of him going to jail and doing that bid. So he takes it out on every other woman that he comes across because he just has this, he got mommy issues. Okay? Even though, now listen to this trickery shit. Even though she came and, she held him down from what I was told, right? She held him down. I believe she held him down because she knew she was wrong, first of all, for getting him incarcerated. And second of all, if she wouldn't have held him down, do you know what the mind would have programmed him to do while he was in there? When he got out, you know what I'm saying? There's no telling what he would have done to her. So she knew that. As a witch, she knows that. She has to find a way to maintain her control. So what she did was pacified him by tending to him in jail. Even though she was the cause of him going to jail. You see where the trickery is in this shit? Mind fuckery. And this is where he gets it from. He gets it from her. Okay? Because his father wasn't around long enough in his life for him to even learn these things from him. Even though some of your traits is embedded in your DNA, yes, I would say, right? But she wanted to detach him from his father because when he came home, right, he found a picture of his father. And he carried it around with him every day. Every day. And don't you know, this lady started going crazy. I kid you not. I cannot make this up. He said he found the picture on the floor when he first got home from jail after doing his 7-year bid. Okay? Found the picture on the floor in her house. So she must didn't even know it was there. Because, okay, she got rid of everything that belonged to him. This was her husband. He, quote unquote, died of a heart attack right after they separated or whatever. Okay? Right after they separated, he, quote unquote, died of a heart attack. And everything that he had was now left to her. Okay? And when I tell you real estate, I heard it was money, I heard it was houses and things like that. I mean, and from what I was told, she barely wanted to let the children even live in the houses. She preferred to rent them out. She wanted to get the money and blah. Now, where are the houses at now? Where is the property now? Okay? This is what greed will do. Greed will cause you to lose everything. Everything. Because you're being greedy. What you were supposed to do is put every last one of your children in those houses and make sure that they paid the taxes on them, kept up the property, blah, 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 so that you can keep that in the family so that it can go to the next generation who may need somewhere to live. But I guess that was too much like right. But anywho, back to what I was saying. He found the picture on the floor, okay, when he got home from jail. And he said he was carrying this picture around with him every day. Every day. And for some reason, his mother started going into a frenzy. I mean, she was going crazy, okay? And he was also going through some type of metamorphosis, too. He was going through a change because I believe the father was trying to communicate with him, right? Because once he found this picture, he started, going through some things, right? So the mother came and made him destroy the picture. She made him destroy it. Because she knew that it was an attachment to that picture. And the father was trying to communicate with him, on some type of level for some reason, right? She did not want that to take place. So she made him destroy the picture. And he said once he destroyed the picture, that's when it all just went away. She went back to normal. She went back to normal. But when he found that picture, she became abnormal. She started doing crazy shit. She was distraught. Why is that? Why is that? Was she afraid that he was going to discover the truth about something? Was she afraid that he was going to discover the truth about something? Who knows, right? I have my speculations, but I'm going to just leave it there as a speculation. Because I wasn't coming on here to accuse anyone of doing anything that I had no evidence of. All right? Okay? But I wanted to come up on here just to expose what goes on in these families that we attach ourselves to, whether it's the ones we're born in, or whether it's the ones that we marry into, or whether it's the ones that we are engaged in. You know what I'm saying? Boyfriend, girlfriend thingy. You have to be very, very careful. When you have people coming to you asking you questions like, yo, is she a witch? Yo, because when I was little, she used to do crazy shit. Like, I heard she used to scream Cisco to the top of her lungs outside, howling and everything like a wolf. Okay? Drunk as ever. Right? This is what people used to tell me. He also told me some stories too. But whenever you have somebody coming at you like that, asking you questions like that about somebody that you are affiliated with, unless you are in that life or about that life, I suggest you investigate, right? And you know, but 9 times out of 10, if you have 2 or more people coming to you, asking you these questions or telling you these things, 9 times out of 10 it is true. Now you have to know that the Most High will send you messages and signs and warnings through other people. It may be symbols that you may see on television. It may be something like, because I know I got so many warnings, but I did not take heed to those warnings. They just went over my head. Okay? And because I did not pay attention to those warnings, right? And I knew it. I felt it. I'm like, what? That can't be true. In denial. So therefore, a lot of things occurred in my life that shouldn't have, because I did not heed to the warnings. I didn't leave when I was supposed to. Okay, a long time ago, this shit should have been ended, but I didn't. And I believe that was because I needed to see, right? I needed to see what was going on. I needed confirmation so that I could come and let you guys know that, yes, the person that you were inquisitive about, who you thought was a witch, okay, is definitely a witch. And not only is she a witch, but her children are also witches and wizards as well, because she taught them. Okay? So be very, very careful when you intermingle with these people. Be very, very careful when you intermingle with these people. Okay? Because the moment that you do something that they don't like, or that you don't agree with something that they say, listen, anything can trigger them to go and cast a spell on your ass, just to fuck up your fortunes, just to see you suffer. You understand what I'm saying? Because they do these things because they feel as though they can. They feel as though they have that much power, right, over you. And they have that esoteric knowledge, right? So in a sense, they do have a little more power, like, than you do, quote unquote, because you may not be into this esoteric knowledge, but they are. So they know that by them manipulating certain things, by using candles and trinkets and, things like that, they can manipulate your reality. They know this, but you don't know that, right? So this is what they do. So do something that they don't like. Say something that they don't. What? You lunch meat. I'm telling you, you lunch meat. This is why I had to come up on here and let you guys know exactly what was going on, okay? Because I'm telling you, I was there. And I thank the Most High God, right, for pulling me out, for showing me, revealing to me. Listen, ask, and ye shall receive. Seek, and ye shall definitely find, because I asked and I received. I sought out and I found. And I also listened to my inner voice, okay? Because one way to know that someone has something over you, you will start thinking crazy thoughts that you know is not of you, that you know is not of God. You will start, like, thinking of things that you know that you would not do, right? You will start doing things that you normally wouldn't do, right? But you'll be thinking in certain ways, like, oh, like, you be feeling like doing some shit that you know is not within your character. But sometimes, you be feeling like, okay, sometimes you got to stoop down to a certain a person's level or whatever. That's a form of witchcraft because they are lowering you from the frequency, the high frequency that you're on. They want to lower it, right? So now when they got all these things going all up in your head, got you thinking all crazy, especially when a person comes into your life and they are suicidal, that is a spirit. That is a spirit, okay? And they can literally cause that suicidal spirit to jump off on you. And all of a sudden you be thinking about suicide. That's when you know something is wrong. When you start having suicidal thoughts and you start having these crazy thoughts of leaving your children behind, and you start having crazy thoughts of hurting people in ways that you know that you would not, normally do. That's when you should know that. And when you start enduring things that you normally would not endure, right? And a lot of times it happens due to being gaslit, right? You will be convinced that you didn't see something you saw, or you didn't hear something that you heard. You understand me? And that will start to drive a person crazy. And if they don't know any better, they will literally go crazy because they will be believing they love this person so much. They're like, okay, I know he's not going to lie to me. I know she's not going to lie to me. So, okay, why wouldn't I believe that maybe I was tripping? You start questioning yourself. All of a sudden, you're in the crazy house and they got your shit. Okay? Don't even want your children. They just want your belongings. Are you serious? Yes, I am. This is what's going on right about now in this world. So you got to know who you're dealing with, right? So when you get into, like, I'm telling you, she has a witchy look. When I first seen her, when I was a kid, when I was a shorty, I used to hang with her daughter. And that's crazy because I really feel like I've been under attack from this family, by this family for a very, very, very long time. It's just like, I don't believe in coincidences, okay? Like, ever since I was little, I used to hang with the cousin, right? The cousin tried to hook me up with a dude who had HIV. I cannot, matter of fact, AIDS is from what I was told. He had AIDS, HIV, AIDS, whatever. She's trying to hook me up with him, knowing that he has AIDS. So it's like, okay, you were trying to give me AIDS? Luckily, I wasn't the promiscuous type to be sleeping with each and everybody that came along. I wasn't interested in him, so I didn't go there, but they were really trying to pressure it. They was trying to, and he was trying to really pressure me to do it. And I'm like, what is going on? Why are they trying to pressure me to sleep with this man? Come to find out, somebody pulled me to the side. I was with him. We driving around, we riding, we smoking, we chilling or whatever. We stop at the store in the hood. I get out the car, go in the store, niggas come in the store like, yo, like, what is you doing with him? I'm like, what? They're like, what is you doing with him? Like, is you fucking with him? Excuse my French, is you messing with him? Is that your dude? I'm like, nah, we just friends. We just chilling. Riding and smoking and shit. Like, yo, he got AIDS and shit. Be careful with him. Like, we smoking with him. You know what I'm saying? Hood loved me. The hood loved me. So they warned me. I didn't know. My friend didn't tell me. She knew. Quote unquote. And I use that term friend very loosely. Homegirl knew, but she didn't tell me. Because she wanted me to contract that shit. Because like I said, I've been under attack by this family for a very, very, very long time. Okay? So I didn't fall for that one. Right? Then, the sister started hanging with her. And I noticed that a lot of times, like, I'll never forget I wrote a rap. Yeah. Okay? Because, I like to write. I do poetry, things like that. I do jingles. You know what I'm saying? And I was supposed to get a contract, a record deal back in the day, Nickel City Records. I would never forget. But they wanted me to switch up my style, so I wouldn't do it. So therefore, I didn't get the contract, and my mom was kind of mad at me or whatever. But, it's all good. That's life, because guess what? I would have been a Jaguar right back in the day. The industry would have been exposed fucking with me, so they didn't want me in that shit anyway. They seen me coming a mile away. They read my energy. Whoever she was dealing with or working with, they read my energy. It was like, oh, hell no. We can't let her in because she ain't no sellout. We can't buy her. We don't need her in the industry. She's not going to sell her booty. Okay? She's not going to, let y'all use her for her booty. She's not going to let her, no. She's not going to let you do that. So therefore, but anywho, so I used to write raps all the time or whatever, right? So I know it was one particular rap that I wrote, and I forgot it at his sister's house, which I was kind of staying with her at a time, from time to time, on and off, So I left her at her house or whatever. Next thing you know, I come back over her house or whatever after I guess I was gone for maybe a week or so. You know, I used to whatever, do me as a shorty or whatever. So next thing you know, she's reciting my rap that I wrote that I left at her house. So it was like, wow, okay. So, it was like after that, I just noticed a lot of things that I used to do that she used to try to do and woo, 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 right? So, and it was even funny because one day he asked her about me and she said, you know, the one thing that I can tell you about her, she's a good friend. Hmm. She's a good friend, right? That's another thing you got to be watching. Ooh, I'm glad I mentioned that. That's another thing that you have to watch out for. People will take your kindness for weakness. All right? What's the etymology of nice? Stupid. So don't be nice, but it's okay to be kind. You could be kind, but don't be nice. See, I had to learn the difference. I was too nice, and that's why it was too easy for people to try. Keyword, try to walk all over me because I was so nice, right? But see, they're not realizing I could flip on your ass like Miss Chalet and get nice nasty. Don't cross me. That's why I try not to indulge myself with too many people. I try to read people and get a feel of their personality before I even get involved with them too deep because I love hard and I'm a very kind person. And I don't like to be used. I'm gonna tell you right now, I do not like to be used. Do not use me. Do not use me. Okay? Because then you will regret it. Put it like that. I'm just saying. And I don't really got to put a hand on you, all right? Because once I send a message up to the Most High, up to the universe, that a person is out here hurting me, baby, you will bump your head up against the wall and I'll be nowhere around. And the first person you will think about is me. Remember that. But anywho, I just wanted you guys to just kind of, get a feel, all right? That was the second one, right? And the third one was Ray Ray. Because he wanted to play. Somebody should have told him, don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't do that to her. Don't do that to her. She's a good person. She's a nice person. She's a kind person, right? And back then, I guess I was too nice. Too nice. Because I let someone in my life who didn't really have anything, and I let them come in and show them too much, right? And then they wanted to take over. And then, it just got crazy. And then on top of the manipulative ways that they had, it just didn't make it any better. You know what I mean? And then the family being manipulative and things like that. But as I was saying, though, I really wanted to let y'all know this. Like, you got to be careful about whose family you intermingle with, too, because I really feel as though, like I said, this family's been targeting me for a very, very long time. I really, really feel that way. And I say that because there was a time and point where when I was a little girl, right, his aunt used to date my cousin. I can't make this shit up. His aunt used to date my cousin, and he used to abuse her. He used to abuse her, and I used to feel so bad for her. I used to really wish that I could do something, but I was a little girl. It wasn't really too much that I could do. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't nothing I could say. I was a little girl. I had to be like, about maybe 7, 8, or some shit like that, right? So I grew up with her children as well. You know what I'm saying? Me and her children were friends. We're still friends now to this day. One of them passed away. May they rest in peace. But yeah, and it's like my cousin, excuse me, he was abusing her, and I don't know if he was abusing her children too, right? But I really have a strong feeling that he was abusing her children too. Because this is the type of person that he was. That's my cousin, but I'm going to keep it real with you. I'm not going to sugarcoat shit. You understand me? Nothing, excuse me. I'm not sugarcoating it because it is what it is. And I really feel as though what he did to her and her family is what caused her family to do or try to do what they did to me. It was like some, I guess, retaliation or whatever. And I believe it was me because I was the one that was that they were able to get to. I guess I was the closest one available for them to get to because I was out there, I was in the world. I was young and I was doing my own thing. I had my own apartment at 15. I was emancipated at 15. So I had my own apartment. I went where I want, did what I want or whatever. And like I said, I used to hang with their cousin as a child. And I remember the aunt coming around, which is her aunt as well, right? So I remember the aunt coming around as a child, as a little girl, when I was hanging with her niece or whatever. So, I know she remembered me because I remembered her. And I thought everything was cool. I used to even go over her house sometimes with my oldest son and chill. Like, she was even volunteering to help me with my organization. She was volunteering to help me watch my son while I went and did whatever I needed to do. And then it was like, once I got with him, it was like she kind of acted like she knew me, but she really didn't know me. She was like no attachment. You know what I'm saying? It was like really distant. It was different. So I'm like, like, okay, wow, whatever. I just let it brush off my shoulders. You know what I'm saying? Then she started, to my knowledge, like it made me feel like I felt as though, she really didn't like me. Because I was told at one point they were having some type of um meeting or something at her house, and I was told that they told him like don't you ain't gotta bring her, like yeah, we ain't really feeling her, like what I'm saying. I was like, oh, okay, wow, at her house, wow, I'm surprised. I thought she liked me or whatever, but it made me go back, and I went back in time, y'all, and I'm like, damn. Because it was an incident that came up where I was, kind of explaining to her how her nephew was treating me or whatever. And it was like, she was just like really, really cold, y'all. She was cold. And she was like, well, everybody loved different. And I'm like, what? Everybody, that's not love. That's not the love I want. That's not the love I want. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? And then I even went into the spiel like, when my cousin used to hurt you or whatever. Like, I didn't approve of that or whatever. And it was like, I think that triggered something in her. She went to the left with it, tried to ignore what I was saying. And so it was like, yeah, it was kind of weird to me. So that made me think like, okay, did this family have me under attack, or did she, okay, have me under attack because of what my cousin did to her? Right? So since she didn't find happiness in her relationship with my family member who was abusing her, she basically, or they basically wanted to, I guess, give the same reaction to me, so cause me to be a victim of domestic violence, to, cause me and my children to get hurt, to cause me, everything that basically he did to her almost happened to me. That's exactly what was kind of like going on in my life. You know what I'm saying? And I broke that generational curse. No, ma'am. No, sir. That was not about to go down in my household. Not with my children. No, ma'am. No, 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 no. We don't do that over here. No. One thing that I did is made a vow to myself that I'm not going to let a man or a woman put their hands on me for any reason. Any reason. You have a right to protect yourself, okay? There's called a perimeter, right? So my arm reach right here, yeah. If you go beyond that space, that's my perimeter. That's my space. You're violating me. And I have a disability, so I have every right to defend myself, okay? Under the law. Under the law. I have every right to defend myself as a disabled person, right? If you come into my perimeter without my permission, period. So with that being said, I'm going to end it on that note. I just want you guys to be aware. Be aware of your surroundings. Be aware of the people that you have around you. Be aware of their actions. Be aware of their behaviors. Be aware, okay? Because when you can tell when a person like you, when they don't like you, all right? You know when a person loves you and when they don't love you, because love is an action. It's not just a word. You can say you love me all day long, but if you're doing everything in your power to show me that you hate me, you can't love me. You understand me? So you have to read in between the lines and use your discernment. Know the situations that you are in. And once you get that red flag, right? You get that gut feeling in your stomach, or you see something that you don't, something trigger in your head, like, hold on. Ain't none of this shit start happening until this motherfucker came around. That's when you know something is going on in your life, somebody doing something to you, baby. Because when your shit is going good, right? And then when you get with somebody and all of a sudden you start declining, you have to ask yourself, listen, because the Most High comes in peace, in happiness, and in prosperity, right? But Satan comes to kill, steal, and destroy. So if you are put in a situation to where as though you feel like your spirit is being killed and your emotions is being destroyed and you feel like you about to die, you are definitely in a situation with a demon child, a demon seed, a warlock, a witch, or whatever. You understand what I'm saying? But take heed to the signs and do whatever you can in your power to get away, okay? As quick as possible. Wake up, wake up, wake up. I'm telling y'all, I can't make this shit up, okay? I love y'all, and I want y'all to stay focused. All right? Peace.